Oh, what's up, Korean guy? Whew. Oh, what a day. What a day. General Alan Nomi. Okay. Holy cow. Tell us about your day, AA Ron. Well, I mean, the story form for it is not exactly like, it's not like it's a long, flowery tale of hope and wonder. It's just a long day in general. It just took him to work and had breakfast and basically got out and started working on the wall at about, I don't know, 8:30 ish. And other than stopping to have a quick bit of lunch, pretty much just went non-stop until 6 o'clock. Got the wall built, and then Dad was over. He was a bit bored, apparently doing renovations at the house, wanted to get outside for a bit. So he came over, and suggested that we build a mini rock wall, on the hill that the retaining wall is holding some stuff back, because there was like a bit of a pocket that if you filled it with dirt would probably just wash out again. So, and if there's one thing that we have no shortage of around these parts, it's rock. So, while I was building the wall, he put together a little bit of a rock wall there, and then he and I picked up all the junk rock and stuff that was in the backyard from the previous owners, like, underneath the deck and all the other projects they had done. There was a ton of big stone, which is great for drainage. And that retaining wall is part retaining wall, part flower bed, so we needed to be able to, get some good drainage. So we cleaned up all the rock in the backyard. Wheelbarrows and wheelbarrows full, just fucking buckets and buckets and buckets of rock. And threw it in behind the retaining wall and called it there for the wall for today, and then mowed the lawn, but before I went to go pick up M. But so really what's left at this point is, for the wall, is got some landscaping fabric that we'll put down over the drainage stone, and then we'll put earth on top of that. It's got some rock in it or whatever, just earth that I took out of the ground to level the area for the wall. and dump it on top of the landscaping fabric, build up some earth, and then leave it, close in the end, and then leave it, probably for the winter. And it will settle, everything will, you know, settle, because there's gonna be snow and ice and all the other bullshit. And then in the spring, we can top it up with planting soil or potting soil and start planting stuff. So, anyway, it was a lot of work today, but it was a very productive day. It was you know, hard to be upset. I hadn't planned to be at it as long as I was today, but you know, we got in a rhythm and you know, and when it's nice weather and whatnot, and you're hitting your stride and you're getting shit done, you just keep fucking giving her. So I was very pleased with everything that got done today, and it'll be, you know, one more probably half day to finish what can be done before the spring on that wall. I still got so much fucking cinder block left. Well, it's not really cinder block, it's like granite, it's granite mix and cinder block. But so much left over. It's all from the original retaining wall. That was there before, which spanned the entire back of the property. And so, I've just got so much left over, so I'm sure we'll come up with some projects that can make use of it. I've got a couple of ideas, but I thought this wall. First of all, I thought this wall was going to be taller, but didn't need it. It turns out we didn't need it to make it taller. So, you know, fucking bonus, I guess, but it just means I gotta come up with a project for the rest of that stone at some point. Long day of sex hit your stride, nice weather giving her. Definitely not that. I'm not built for, you know, 8-9 hours of that, that's for sure. 8-9 seconds. But hey, came back and I wanted a burger, so I got one. It is not a burger. Tim Hortons does not make burgers. Thank fucking God. Not yet, anyway. This is the leftover, like there was one bite left of M's donut. A Boston cream! I was saying to Em in the car, I was like, ma'am, I don't know when exactly it happened because I stopped. Like, Boston cream was like my favorite donut as a kid. And that changed, you know, oh my God, junior high, high school, somewhere in there. And, but at some point, between 2004 and in the last, let's call it 7 years, probably is the last I could think. It was like the early, or as far back as I could think of, like a starting point. Because again, I wasn't eating them really anymore. So between 2004 and 2000, and like, let's call it 17. Tim Hortons changed the filling for Boston cream. And they changed it from, like, whatever the fuck it was originally, to what is, for all intents and purposes, vanilla pudding cup. And it just doesn't hit the same. Just made one of my original recipes. Oh, an OG. We call it data pasta, of course. This man started the description of his data pasta with the word sizzle. So we know where this is going. I ain't gotta get through the rest of this paragraph. This man wrote a half a novel and started it with the word sizzle. So I know. Sizzle diced shallots, not onion, they're too strong. Diced yellow, green, red, and orange all of the peppers. All of them. In olive oil seasoned with some salt. Add in zucchini. I'm actually surprised you called it zucchini and not the fancy British name. And yellow squash, trimmed snap peas, and halved cherry tomatoes, salt and pepper, minced garlic, pour in some white wine, let it get thick with 5 C's like a bowl of oatmeal. Threw half a package of spaghetti into salted water, of course salted. When done, put 2 ladles of pasta water into the veggies, which are now a delicious sauce. Drain the pasta, marry the veggie sauce and the pasta. Get ready for a bomb of nutritional freshness. Top with Parm Reggiano and basil. Sounds delicious. That's a lot going on in there. My question for that is, you've got so much going on there in the sauce. You don't blend it or anything like that to just make it like a unified sauce and leave some stuff for like texture, so like you could like blend everything, but maybe you want to leave the halved cherry tomatoes or some shit. I mean, I'd fuck it. What up, Abs? I definitely got a couple of unfortunate bug bites today. That 100% happened. Little bastards. Zucchini, squash, trim snap pea. I'm trying to like think like how much food is being made here. You got enough food for 3 people for 5 days? I mean, this is a lot. Like proportionately, we're up in here with yellow, green, red, and orange pepper in all. I mean, you got 4 different type of pepper. You got half a pepper a pop. You got 2 full bell pepper. And if they're American bell pepper, they're probably the size of a fucking Buick. All in the knife work? Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could cut them into a fucking minuscule tiny little. You're basically you're bordering on mincing the fucking the pepper. Sounds delicious. Yellow squash even. God damn. But how does Miyagi's dish affect LeBron James' legacy? Miyagi's dish has 6 rings. And they never lost in the finals, so, you know. The OG started with scallops cooked in butter and then veggies cooked in the scallop butter? Oh. Oh. So I will say that sounds good, but at the same time, the last time I ate scallops, I projectile vomited for 3 straight hours, and so, I can only say that it sounds good.
Certainly less suspicious than New Atlantis, is it?
Ha! I'll have to take your word for it. Where are my headphones? Fucking Lars. Look at him. Bub-Bubs! What's going on, Bub-Bubs? I hope you're having a good night. Make sure to give your dad a hug
Captain
for me.
Richard, it is pleasant to see you.
What was I even doing here? Exactly. This also seems really inefficient for whatever that's supposed to be doing. She screamed and laughed at the shout out. Perfect. And ran across the house. The exact response I was looking for. Alex knows his food, took us to a restaurant in Vegas that looked like a library and fed me a weird part of an ostrich or something, and it was just, oh, foie gras, oh. Yeah, not my first choice. It's tasty, but it's just too fatty. It's like, it's kind of why, like, Wagyu or whatever the fuck you can get to a point where, like, they're like, look at the marbling, but there's no marbling, it's just literally white. Like, it gets to a point where, like, it might taste pretty good, but my brain and mouth realize that I'm just eating, like, 95% fat. And, it becomes less appetizing for me. How's the field of stars this fine day? We've only just begun. When things get too white, it become, I mean, listen. We all know that, we have to reduce the amount of white in our lives as much as humanly possible. If not completely. Oh, right. Like, finding information and doing Crimson Fleet stuff. Rendezvous with Estrella. Estrella just sounds like an Aussie person saying Australia.
Wow, look who finally had the guts to show up. Looks like Adler finally did some soul. Big shot. I hear Adler thinks you're good enough to join our crew.
Joining the crew. Yeah.
You betting your life on that? Because the only way out of our organization is with a warhead up your grav drive. So,
Don't threaten me with a good time.
let's get everything out in the
What are you trying to tell me now?
Adler mentioned it, and for his sake, I hope he has it.
I didn't forget about it, I just didn't have enough hands to bring it down, so I'm gonna bring it down before bed.
You're signing up with the Crimson Fleet. That's if you get through this little task I have planned for you. There's a medical supply ship called the Ragana, jumping into
You know what, I'm gonna try blending up that veggie sauce next time, I bet you it'd be good as shit. Except for the textural element, I would actually argue it will probably taste better. I would blend it, and then I would just choose a couple of, you know, I would put aside, let's say, a little bit of the bell pepper, a couple of the tomato halves, whatever, and then just add it later if you want some of the textural portion, but like just sidebar it and then blend the rest. Like cook it all up in the pan and whatever, and then put it in a blender and then give her the fucking business. I didn't even know what she said.
Kill Rick? That's your only option? If you want my advice, there's only one way to guarantee he dies. Turn the Ragana into space.
You can also do that if you have one of those fucking sticks.
Way to be sure.
Bro, I got one of those blend sticks that might be as old as me, that Mom used my whole life. And I said when I moved out, she was like, what do you want when you go? I said, I want that blend stick. Because it's literally, it's fucking ancient. And it still works, which means it's probably gonna outlast me. So I'm gonna take the blend stick, and so I have it upstairs. Haven't used it once since I moved in. But I know when it is called upon, it will be ready.
It's done. When Rakes, head back here when you're finished.
This Neva Mora, her words are measured and carry weight. She is not to be trifled with.
Yeah, whatever.
I've been tracking Rick for months. He's making it tough, not gonna lie. He changes his location and identity so often, it's costing me a small fortune just to keep tabs. But you know what? It's worth every damn cred. He's made me look like a fool in front of Delgado, and I'm gonna have his head on a pike.
Listen, good ones exist. Okay, it can happen. But there is a period of time in which, you know, there has to be some learned moments. It's possible. But most of the time, it's not great. But, you know, I always love, you know, my most favorite childish analogy is the, you know, is the unenthusiastic hand job. It's because look, if you're a guy, that might not play to a girl unless she might laugh if she's done it herself. A lot of girls have definitely given unenthusiastic hand jobs, 100%. So they might get a giggle out of it, but for the men, but they might not understand why, or they might not get exactly, you know, just how disappointing or whatever, or just kind of like, you know, a complete write-off it is. But men that have been there, it is a perfect analogy. You will know exactly what I'm talking about. You will need no further explanation.
Rick used to run with the fleet. Hell, I'm the one who vouched for him in the first place. Back then he had a different name and a different identity. It was a
Back then he went by Shovel.
Everything was fine until he wanted out. So he ran. And nobody, I mean, nobody runs away from the fleet.
Come to think of it, Australia sounds not only like an Australian saying the word Australia, but it also sounds like one of those aliases, a like B-tier aspiring porn actress would take on, no? Do we get to watch them, like, go to big boy speed? You can do it. I want to see it. Show me. What, are you just gonna go to your next your next destination, which I don't even know what that would be in that direction. At sublight speed? Oh, you just stopped. Oh my god, please tell me that they... Please tell me that they have the NPC ships have random routes like a walking NPC, except they just gave them booster speeds and directions instead of walking speed. Or maybe they have a set distance they're supposed to keep from the player? I'm interested. We get sub 500, do they start fucking moving? Nah, they just flew by and they were like, fuck it. Stop here. Very good. Find the rigatoni near the Enclave. Gotcha. I mean, I'm gonna have to try and hail them or some shit, because how am I supposed to, it'd be one thing if they told me to just kill the guy specifically, but they want me to blow up the whole ass ship. Wow, it's the rings of Saturn! Wow. This would look so much better if they didn't lift the fucking shadows across the game and annihilate HDR settings in the process.
Pilot of the Regana. We are a simple transport ship heading to New Homestead. We do not want any trouble.
Then boy, do I have some bad news for you. Oh boy.
I was afraid of that. Look, we are not built for combat. What is it you want exactly?
Critical color theory is a dangerous topic, sir? Well, I suppose. I mean, artistic liberty is not hindered by critical color theory, though. The fleet wants Austin Rake dead. I'd like to board your ship and talk about how to spare him. Oh, they're just giving me these two options. Great.
Oh god,
be wise for you to take this offer. It shows more mercy than you know.
Well, normally I would say no, but frankly,
I see what you did there, I think. Yes, Mark making critical race theory puns. It was a good pun. You haven't sat and tried to paint a camera with boss over the shoulder who thinks he does it better than you. I do want to know, I would love to hear, like in a dev doc or something, why they went with such a enormously lifted shadows look. Like, like maybe it was supposed to like mimic like a VHS tape or some shit to some degree. But it's insanely lifted. I mean, like, that space is literally just... Shit, that's like... What, 30% gray? Is that even 50? Maybe 40?
Whew. Always a satisfying moment to return to your ship.
Log gamma is a trend now? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of true. But they tend to still, I don't know, they tend to still, yeah. Fucking over here about getting ready to audition for the next Beat It music video.
I am not sure what to make of you being here. If you wanted to kill us, you could have done that from your ship. If you wanted our cargo, we could have jettisoned it. I guess I should just stop talking and let you say your piece.
Wow, you figured it out.
That is true. Which means you don't want somebody to know what you are really up to.
Fuck, Dimitri's a regular
Now, would you mind
friggin'
telling us what this is all about?
Sherlock Holmes over here.
You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you? And you do not seem to care either, which makes me think you really want to save him. Okay, I have idea. We can strike his name from Manifest, make it so he was never on board. Then, when we dock, we will leave him on this ship and deliver him to another port.
I mean, why would, like, there's still there's no body, there's no nothing.
First you offer peaceful solution, and now you make...
It's not a threat.
You really do not know which one of us is Rake, do you?
You're Rake.
And you do not seem to care either, which makes me
Oh, we're
think
going around
you
in circles.
Really want to say...
Okay.
Okay, I have idea. Then, when we dock...
Uh-huh. Wow. Great. Around in circles we go.
That is fair. We do not want any part of the fleet. Is that all right with you,
I've been writing
Austin?
food reviews now and then
Well,
for different
choice.
places I go. I wrote
It
one for
does
an
not
airport
appear you
restaurant the
do.
other day. I don't suppose you're the
Well
one that
then,
wrote
it is
the
agreed.
the
You
now
go back to your
internet
ship
meme
and we will make
$78
sure Rick was
hamburger and
never
fries that was
on board.
actually a $19
And in case
hamburger
any
and
of your
fries with
handlers get
$60 in
suspicious,
alcohol.
here, we had an extra crate of supplies loaded, in case one got damaged.
Warmed over
This
cat
should be
food,
proof you
taste
were
of the
not
burger.
in bargain.
Did just that reminded me of some of my worst memories. Oh my god. God almighty. Wow, put that knife away and went straight for the the sandwich.
I thought we were dead. I can't believe it.
Airport food is usually not good. No, it is rarely anything other than mediocre if you're lucky, and always overpriced. Pretty much consistently. It's very true. Oh, did you? Just killed everyone? Oh, I mean, hey. Why not? Move, bitch! Get out the way!
Damn mercs just don't know how to take a hit. Hey, Rook, wanna help me with some target practice?
Wait, they took our shields offline already?
We've knocked out their shields.
Bro. We didn't even get into the system. Were they shooting us before we even got in here?
Their grab drive is target's grab drive. The enemy's grab drive has been disabled. Their shields have been knocked down. Excellent work. Target. Target has lost their grab drive. They cannot jump away. The target's shields are
Target is
offline.
super dead.
The target's shields are down. Target has lost shields. They're vulnerable. Enemy shield generator has been knocked out.
Uh-huh. Tell me more. Thank you, Andrasia, for the, timely play-by-play. Fuck, what did I just pick up? Did not mean to do that already, but alright. Bad habit. Nothing.
Thanks for the help with the Ecliptic. I had it under control, but it definitely went faster after you jumped into the fight. Now tell me about the Ragana. Give me some good news, then we can go celebrate.
It was a bit watery. They had too much pasta water in there, and so the sauce didn't really fucking hold to the noodle. And just, you know, you're eating mostly pasta, and then you had to fucking like scoop sauce out afterwards because they weren't, you know, yeah, it wasn't great. My nighttime ASMR fix. It is here, Major. Just for you.
Mercenaries. Guns for hire that shoot their own parents if they were paid enough. I'll tell you, we do a hell of a lot of dirty work in the Crimson Fleet. But we'd never sell away our souls like an ecliptic merc does.
Oh yeah. Must feel good to have us, you know, an external source in which to, still make yourself feel like you're not the worst thing going.
You know what? I have no idea, and it's frustrating the hell out of me. I suppose I could have pissed off someone I screwed over in the past, but there's been so many, I've lost count. Delgado happy, seeing as our hands are clean. I would have preferred if you hadn't left witnesses behind, but at least you got the job done. Anyway, you wanted into the Crimson Fleet? Well, you're in. Yup, it's that simple. Hope this business with Rakes taught you something. Because I'm about to stick my neck out and vouch for you.
Oh,
You screw up, and I wind up looking like an asshole, I'm gonna send someone after you. We clear?
just like this last time, eh? Space Scoundrel is the first time I've been able to use this part of my opening selections.
Be careful what you wish for. You screw up bad enough, and I just might. Now that you know the deal, it's time to see what you signed up for. I'm gonna upload the coordinates for our headquarters in the Crick system. Spacers call it the key, the fleet calls it home. Head out there as soon as you can. Don't keep me waiting long.
Joining the Crimson Fleet is hardly a cause for celebration. But you have your reasons. So for now, I will allow it.
You're gonna allow it? Oh my lord. Okay. Time to report to the Vigilance. Ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum. Coming aboard.
No particular love for the UC or their bravado.
Captain Richard, do you require my assistance?
I had a friend on Pagana. I hope I'll be able to see him next time we're on shore leave.
Yeah, you're fine. Didn't blow anyone up. That is the Price is Right music, yes.
Have anything to report? We got the message from the Regana about Austin Rick. We had him dropped off at a separate port, off the books. Suffice to say, he's got a lot to answer for. I do. I know it's a delicate tightrope, and it doesn't go unnoticed that you're risking your own life to walk it. Oh, one more thing before we move on. For transparency's sake, you should know we were the ones that hired Ecliptic to attack Neva's ship.
Really?
There was concern after what happened with the Regana that you might have trouble earning Neva's trust. Coming to her rescue ensured that would not be a problem.
Wow, what a giga brain move. Maybe tell them not to attack me next time. Although maybe that was the idea. It wouldn't be real enough.
But a gamble that hopefully paid off. On that note, how did things go with Neva? Were you able to join the fleet? Then it worked. You're in. Sounds like everything is going as expected. Now it's time for the next phase of the mission.
Our intel on Saoirse was correct. After we received reports on your interaction with Adler Kemp, we picked up on your rendezvous with Neva Mora.
Our files indicate she's second in command, so getting on her good side will ensure you get into the Crimson Fleet.
Okay.
The woman has a record that could stretch across Sol and back. She started young as one of Neon's street rats, and worked her way up to second in command. She's a force to be reckoned with, so don't underestimate her.
If you mow those guys down instead of talking them down, Akande gets really mad here. Oh, I'm not surprised. He seems to think I'm going to be able to somehow get through this whole thing with nobody dying, like he's not putting me in the most impossible situation.
Yes, you
Excuse
passed your
me.
first test and you're still alive. But before we get too confident, that either means she suspects nothing, or she intends to make an example of you later. Just remember, these are ruthless criminals, so don't let your guard down.
And their ruthlessness is only surpassed by their cunning. You should proceed with caution, regardless of how well you think you've ingratiated yourself.
So what's next for you on Neva's agenda?
Well...
Where you'll meet Delgado, no doubt.
Delgado is the leader of the Crimson Fleet.
The
I have a
Delgado
profile
Wave
with some information on
3!
his background. You'll want to know the individual cadences of every member of the fleet, but Delgado's most of all.
Exactly. The Crimson Fleet is not a monolith. Any information you have on its members can only help. In any case, now that you're with the fleet, you'll be operating independently. We will shadow you eventually, but we'll need to maintain our distance for now, especially while you're on the key. This will also give us time to bolster our defenses, should we need to engage with the fleet in the future.
Sir, on that note, shall we begin implementing the upgrade to our shields?
Immediately, Lieutenant. Notify the engineers and relay the information to the crew. I hope your entry into the fleet has overcome any doubts you may have had regarding your mission. It certainly increased my estimates on success. Keep up the good work. We'll expect further reports. Dismissed. We've been trying for years to get someone on the inside, and now we have it. Thank you. I wasn't sure what you were planning to do with them. We'll make sure they get transported. Extremely critical. It's unfortunate the Regana caught itself in the crossfire. Fortunately, your actions allowed the Regana to reach New Homestead with its cargo intact. And you even returned the extra supplies that were jettisoned. Extremely. Fortunately,
fuck.
you even returned.
Accidentally
Best of
clicked it.
You are headed into a snake pit. Be sure to watch your step.
The Vigilance is a state-of-the-art warship.
Hello.
And I have things I wish to discuss with you. When you have time.
Why is it that whenever she says that, it sounds like she's
Yes?
like a parent working up to being able to have the big sex talk with their child?
I have been thinking about what we talked about before. The idea of purpose in one's life.
Oh, you mean like
You agreed with me
4
that
hours ago game
true
time?
Purpose can be a driving force in life. I found that comforting, but something has been nagging at me since. I have been single-minded in my pursuits. I have always believed the decisions I made were necessary, that there was no other option. I have sacrificed much to be where I am now. And I'm starting to wonder if it has been worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Doubts have never been something I would consider. I have told you that I am not one to discuss my past. And yet...
And yet, here we are.
I would not presume to think we have had similar experiences. I would hope you would do the same. I promised to.
That's not
provide for
even
my family.
remotely what
That
I...
meant working with smugglers to procure supplies we could not acquire any other way. I have spent my adult life away from my home, jumping from one planet to the next, living in dangerous conditions, often surrounded by violence.
Mm-hmm. God, if I say everyone's had their share of hardships, then she's gonna fucking bite my head off again.
It certainly influenced the way I see the universe. I was convinced from the beginning
I'm the only
that it
one
was
that had a
unwise to
traumatic
let
early
anyone
life.
get too close.
I'm the only one that's allowed to talk about it and complain
maybe
about
not
it.
Quite friends, but
You didn't do it. You
I
didn't
cared
experience anything. Don't presume we had the same experiences.
I could not reach across. I often find other people complicated and confusing. It seemed easier to not become attached, especially when circumstances meant I might never see them again, with no warning.
I mean, I don't even really believe this all the time, but like on a base level, it's almost a human necessity.
Until now, I have disagreed strongly with that idea. But therein lies my concern.
Hey, what up, Fox? It's
What I'm trying to say
Beyblade!
is that I now wonder
That video
whether
killed
it has
me.
been the right decision to distance myself from others. I appreciate that more than you know.
Hey, what's up, Ty? How goes it? You know what else I saw that I thought about sending you? There's this thing apparently is probably also on TikTok, but maybe it was just ported to YouTube Shorts. Of like somebody opening X number of Yu-Gi-Oh! Booster packs, and depending on the packs or whatever, it'll have like the total dollar amount of the cost of the packs they bought, and then they open the pack and they go through and they like knock the value of each card off to see if they went positive or negative. It's like, it's always negative. But one thing that confused me, and I don't remember what series it was, so I don't know if it was like for a very specific reason, but I had never experienced that, experienced it before personally with all the collectible cards I'd ever bought. One of the booster pack series only had 5 cards in it. And at first I thought I was miscounting. But then I realized I wasn't. I was like, word? 5 cards? For that much money? Out your fucking mind. Let's see. Ah. Oh, we managed to get ourselves an achievement, it sounds like. I see we've reached Space Station 6. I bet it was a discontinued prize set. It might have been. I honestly don't remember. I just, and I don't even know why it was fucking, like, why the algorithm sent it to me. It was like, it had like fucking 70 views, 0 comments, and I was just like, when I looked at it, it was like, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. And then I realized what was going on. it was like, oh, okay, alright. I mean, yeah, I guess there's probably a market for that. Wait, what the f... That doesn't sound good.
Hail acknowledged. Duck where you like.
Dick where you like. Somebody getting fucking destroyed out there? Evidently. Where do you sign on the discussion of whether or not this game should have had the ability to fly directly between planets like No Man's Sky? So I actually got in a Twitter spat over this 2 days ago. And, or was it yesterday? Might have been yesterday. Anyway, regardless. I don't necessarily believe that this whole game's traversal and like how you get from point A to point B or what you can do, I don't necessarily believe it needed to be, you know, in lockstep with No Man's Sky. I think people grossly underestimate how challenging it is to have something like going from orbit down to planet and from planet up to orbit as No Man's Sky did. Even the $6 trillion Star Citizen admitted that they found it to be a more challenging endeavor than they had originally thought, given having played No Man's Sky. So, you know, I don't think it needed to be in lockstep with No Man's Sky. Do I think that there are elements that might fit, you know, what they're going for from a gameplay perspective? Yeah. I think that there is a case to be made that, inter-system travel with some form of speed that exists between your standard speed and jump speed, to make the distances between celestial bodies, reasonable, would probably be something a good chunk of people would be invested in, and wouldn't stop people from fast traveling if they wanted to, obviously. So if it wasn't a technical thing, meaning they could have had it in, but they didn't for reasons other than technical, so they just thought it wasn't important or whatever, then I think having it be there might have been beneficial, because there are a lot of comparison points that people are going to make. This genre is starting to get more and more busy, and so yeah. Now, is there a good chance that they looked at it and said, oh, somebody will mod it? Probably. If I'm being honest, it's Bethesda. Probably they would have said, alright, well, our vision is this isn't here because we think that it fucks with pacing, and even though it's still something that a player can choose, including it and requiring to add another layer of speed mechanic in order to accommodate it within reason, seems to be more work than it's worth, and if people really want it, then it will likely get modded in later, and then the portion of people that want it will still have access to it, assuming they're playing the PC version. Yes, I've seen it. That was the tweet thing that got started was all based on that mod, slower than light travel. So fucking Millennium Falcon over there. So anyway, oh God, I've got fucking... Did I get more mosquito bites than I thought I did? I'm gonna be salty as fuck if I'm all bit to shit. I thought I only got like a couple, like 2. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of where I stand on it. I think that if they did that and they found ways of possibly making the traversal in some way, shape, or form, you know, find ways to make it like a visual experience that, you know, in different systems, you know, you're going to have a different visual and have it feel meaningful from a visual perspective, wouldn't be out of their design philosophy if you consider, you know, how they design their maps for getting to locations in the Elder Scrolls, for example. In Oblivion you could fast travel right away, but if you didn't, you were treated to, you know, these visual moments, you know, a sunrise, you know, through the trees, and the audio-visual experience and things of that nature, and similar in Skyrim, even more so, I suppose, because in order to fast travel, you had to get to the location first. And so they, you know, they had those experiences ready for the player because they knew that in order to fast travel there, you know, they would have had to have been there at least one time. So, I think there's an argument to be made that they could have maybe did something like that, but maybe, you know, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't think it was all that important. I think it would have been nice to see. I might not be the demographic, but I know there's a not insignificant number of people that would have definitely made use of that if it was put in front of them.
I find the interior of this ship comforting.
Okay, that's weird.
Captain.
But it was 30. Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30. You wanted 4K, you got 4K.
Oh
Not
boy.
my problem. If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your
Good day,
problem.
Captain.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new rook.
Hey, steal from me and get caught? Better off dead.
Billy Badass
Sounds
over
like you
here.
took the fleet of fate.
Richard. Hello.
Now toss this
I
body
am
out of an airlock
satisfied
before it
to see
turns
that
into a
you
damn air
survived
freshener.
your most
Shut up,
recent sleep
Lars.
cycle.
The hell took you so long? Forget how to grav jump or something?
It was literally like minutes.
Fair enough. Glad to see you showing some backbone. Just be careful that you can back up that attitude before you square off with someone who can kick your ass. But, all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson.
Wow.
Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together. Hell yeah, it is. Just watch your back when you do. Cred sticks tend to disappear around here, if you catch my meaning.
Assuming we are using the same abbreviation, I must disagree. I find this neither restful nor relaxing.
You literally just said the
I'll
opposite
tell you all about the key. But it's better if I show you too.
moments ago.
Follow me.
So the lie detector test determined that was a lie.
History time. So, the key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, lock, key. Huh, cute, huh?
Hey, what up, DJ?
Now, you got
Sucks.
everything the fleet needs right here.
Oh my god.
Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the key, credits are king. What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nav. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the Lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the key.
About time you brought us new blood, Neva. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
Never
You're
underestimate a
just getting
game's
one
ability
skin
to
last
set an
year with
NPC's
the
walking
truck.
speed to
Anyway,
the only
welcome to the
speed
depot,
you
Brooke.
can't
You'll be
actually
lucky
match
these
with an analog
blood-sucking
stick.
leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa. It's not our fault that people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, queen of the rare exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way? Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss.
I hope
On the
you
right,
came with credits.
you've got Bradley from the Trade Authority. I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how hot. Then we got our med bay on the left, run by the one and only Samina Mizra. She'll patch you up, if you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay, this is our final stop. Over there, you've got the Last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices.
I'm the second
right
last
here
Nova.
is the most important place on the entire station. The Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new Rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Rake? It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this Rook is the one who tied it off.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. It's far more cost-effective.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway,
Shinya handles our lifeblood. The money. We call him our reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
We call him our reckoner?
Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
You mean reckoner?
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest. Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering.
Amazing. That's the most clever security measure I've ever seen.
Glad you approve. Obviously, betrayal isn't taken lightly around here. Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety. It's why he's the boss. Of course, I'm not the first reckoner to bear a bomb under my ribcage, but Delgado was smart enough to continue the tradition. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Ryujin would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the Galbank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There. You're done.
Amazing.
All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us.
Phenomenal.
None. Other than my chest and arm modifications, I am but a simple man. Is the interview over now? The perfect segue into my final subject. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings.
Oh, well, we got taken in by the UC fleet for a 500 credit bounty, which of course was greater than 0, which meant it was enough to trigger the story event in which they want you to, in order to clear such an illustrious sum of money, go undercover with the Crimson Fleet to get information to help them, bring them to bear. So we are currently undercover, presumably going to be cooking and selling copious amounts of black tar heroin and methamphetamines to fuel their boss's insatiable need to do crazy shit, like install bombs in the chest of his underlings.
We're officially done here. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say, so you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
Alright, listen up. You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired. Oh, and you're welcome, Nev.
To be fair, you can turn down the. Oh, I'm not saying I was railroaded or anything. I just it was more the joke that a 500 credit bounty was the thing that triggered it. This layout looks crazy familiar.
there's our other new recruit. So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are
Holy
the
shit,
only
is
groups
that
have
Poe
made the latest
Dameron?
steps. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet. If dealing with the Ragana was at the limit of your capabilities, then you have a serious problem with hands. You are already in too deep to quit. And I can promise you, it only gets more difficult from here.
Okay.
All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul.
Mm-hmm.
No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death.
Sounds like a
Stay
great
loyal,
offer.
or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself.
Great. What enormous incentive that is. No way out and you have to serve everyone else.
Boss. Good. You're getting it already.
Ah, you misunderstand. I'm Canadian. I say that to
Can we
everyone.
get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
He's got the
I'm
right
impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, Rooks.
Oh,
Where we are
Canada!
going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvarol for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead Rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, Neva. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began.
Wow.
On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it.
Okay.
Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate.
Oh, it's gonna be
A lot
accurate.
of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for UC Sistef.
Wow.
Sounds like someone wants to get down to business.
I just want you to stop talking.
Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do.
Just gonna keep it
To
100.
that end, the next stop is the
A
lock.
buck.
I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting.
Well, he finally shut up. So that's a positive. Oh, hey, we got a level. Wondrous. Oh yeah, we were leveling up this thing. Excuse me, we need to kill 5 more enemies? So we will wait. Patience is a virtue. Alright, before we go to the surface, we gotta be able to look around for some evidence. Anything. Maybe we'll just sprinkle some crack on it.
I'm always stationed on the key until the heat dies down. Then it's back to raining and pillaging.
Yay. Yay.
Now it's not about preferences. I just don't think I have it in me. Call it a personal
I heard Iswa's sister is some hardcore mercenary.
Bullshit.
I wouldn't get on her
You're a member of the fleet.
Too many
There's
missions.
no place for pacifists here.
I hope you do not have any loose cred sticks. I fully expect you would find them missing when we leave here.
Fine. Not.
Well, they have some money. That's a good sign. All that synth meat. Mmm. Mmm.
We're done here. Need something?
Nope.
Whatever.
No,
You
I do
don't
not.
make it in this life without a good weapon.
Whew.
Well,
That hair
Neighbors
dead ass
will
looking like a
hush.
wig.
I knew you'd. Everyone always. Hey, if you want to pork, I carry most of the stuff. Occasionally, just don't screw me.
Holy shit.
Not being intimidated by me is one thing. The fleet? That's another. A little advice, Sadiqi? The fleet's trust can't be bought. You bleed for the fleet bleeds for you.
Great.
Anyone who says otherwise is either...
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, most people just glaze over and learn. Take your pick.
Can we talk about your items now? What do we got? Anything crazy? Feather. Premium build materials make this weapon as light as a feather. Incredible. 36 round mag. Crazy, well, not crazy comparative range, but higher range, better accuracy, better fire rate. It's pretty good. 'Tis a pretty good gun, that. Assassin's Refined Kraken. Oh, because it's an Assassin's one because it has a suppressor. Phenomenal. 960 freaking rounds. You're getting a 7.7 up in here? Hell yeah, you do. We're gonna want that. For sure.
Done here? I've got what you
Damn it.
need. Need more weapons or ammo? Come see me.
I hope... I don't... Just make it quick.
Just in case. Let's see. Ooh. I don't know how many ship parts we have, but probably be okay. Theoretically. Anyway.
Oh, bye.
Theoretically.
Now you buy from me, you can look for the right protective gear. Let's get you set up.
Alright, what do you got? You've got the suits. Do they have a compare with equip? They do. So, this is... pretty much the same resistances, just... Well, not resistances, the same, defenses, just slightly shuffled around. We got seven less physical, but we get... What, 9 more energy? Oh my goodness. Sorry, it's been a very long day. This poor soy boy body isn't used to 9 hours of manual labor. Hey, what's up, Tranquility? How you doing? And then we've got more thermal, way more corrosive, but then we lose our airborne and a bit of radiation. It's not a bad suit. That's for sure. That's for sure. Oh shit. See, now that's a... Remember I was talking about this... I remember it was 1 or 2 streams ago. It's not the color of the armor per se that makes it, or weapon that makes it better all the time. It's frequently actually the name of the item, because they have different categories for the level of the item, and then the color is determined typically by the passives on it. So, for example, this has got better armor by quite a substantial amount. Lose your thermal, but trade it for corrosive. But yeah, it's superior. So its base stats are going to be way higher than, let's say, just a regular. They don't have a regular version, do they? But yeah, you can see it's substantially more. Way more. So, it's a big jump. A big jump, that's what I'm looking for. Right there, Digipix.
See ya. You want to survive? Stay safe out there.
Nah. Pass. Who wants to survive? Chump behavior.
It would seem that none of the wealth stolen over the decades has been spent.
Are you looking to start something?
Hi. Please disregard.
Wait, where are we being sent? Oh, right, we're going down planet side. Right.
Such beauty in the midst of nothingness.
Yeah, you're right. This is a great example.
About time you got here.
I told you you were wasting your time, Del.
That is why we're here. And Mathis, I am running things around here, so keep your mouth shut. You got that?
Fine.
All right. Listen up, because I am only going to go through this once. We are here to dig up any info about Grix's legacy. We are not here to scrap for loot. Whatever you
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Don't think, don't get creative.
Hey, what up, Maverick?
Bring it straight to me. Oh, I don't know. I was really hoping for a huge sign on the wall saying, Grix's legacy clues here. Do I have to spell everything out?
Yes.
Look for data slates, notes, terminal entries. If you wrote a poem on a piece of toilet paper, I want it.
I mean... maybe you don't.
It's so simple, even a rook like you can't screw it up.
Hold on, no scrapping. How the hell am I supposed to make money around here?
All right, that's enough. If either of you want to fly with the Crimson Fleet, then you need to follow one simple rule. When you're on a job, you do exactly what I say. No questions asked. If that doesn't work for you, just say so, and I will leave you on this ice ball without a ship. You will be dead within hours.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Elgato Wave Mike.
Oh, and there's one more thing. Your little friend can tag along until we get to the outer doors of the prison, but I will be damned if I'm letting them inside.
Holy shit, finally an acknowledgement for Andrasia.
Leave me. Just be sure and thaw me out when you return.
We have a lot of ground to cover between the landing area and the lock, so let's get moving.
Playing in the stars on a field of dreams. Are you saying you're also playing? Or just making a meme? It's good either way. But, yeah, we're doing side quests now. You know, we can't continue to play the game wrong, so here we are.
You hear that?
Oh my god, you guys are fucking pussies. Come on. Get your shit together. Let this guy get way ahead. We could be like eaten by a fucking land shark. Good work. You got it, boys. Yeah, get him. going. Riveting.
Come then. Meet your death. Watch my back! Victory!
Get up! I got you!
I cannot wait to kill you.
Really?
That should be worth a few shares.
Okay. This level up. Which means we can go rank 2. Of all the things that you would probably want to hold A down to do, leveling up a skill like this is probably one of them. But they just have that shit, you know, tap A for memes. The mag shot, 11,000 for 2 pounds, seems pretty reasonable to me. 95 physical, hits like a truck. Look at that pistol position.
You're mine.
What a beauty. Oh no. The absolute struggle. There's no respec? Oh my god. Wait, there's no respec in an open world game with skill upgrades in the year of our Lord 2020? Really?
Put some fire on him!
Damn, I'll never get tired of that.
Open world in quotation mark, yeah, I know. I know.
Gonna take you apart.
Get your damn head down!
What a waste of good ammo.
Hmm. Where's you hiding, bro? Ah. Oh yeah.
Are you prepared? Where have they gone?
So, what am I doing here? Ah. Well. There we go.
Here we are. The place where Jasper Griggs laid the groundwork for finding the legacy and eventually the Crimson Fleet. The lock.
Make sure you have a few extra saves as you go through this. The ending has been bugging out and not allowing people to complete it. Awesome. Yeah, I tend to keep a few saves.
Yeah, he needs to get this thing open, like, right now.
Then crank up your suit heat, Mathis, because it's probably not going to get much better once we are inside. All right, let's keep moving. Standing out here isn't doing us any good.
We're going in!
This ID card cost a small fortune. Let's hope it pays off. We are in. Let's go.
Okay, let's see here. Okay. I'm ending this an hour earlier than I planned. I've got to be honest, in the last 5 minutes, I completely went blank because I almost fell asleep in this chair. I went through periods where I don't even remember what the fuck just happened. I need to sleep. I have to wake up to take Em to work as well, and so getting to bed an hour earlier is probably not the worst idea. I have to be up around 6. So, whether or not I do bits of the work on the wall tomorrow will not, change the fact that I'm likely going to be on earlier tomorrow than I was the last 2 days. Because there's not nearly as much left to do. I mean, there's really, like, it's not even remotely close. So, and if the weather isn't great, then I won't be doing anything, which means you're gonna get a full fucking day of just straight memes. Like, we're talking like a 10, 12 hour day kind of thing if I can make it happen. So, I almost, and it's not necessarily the game's fault this time. We're not doing like crazy boring shit right now. I just did like 8-9 hours of pretty reasonably heavy duty manual labor on 5 hours of sleep. So I'm just toast-a-reno, especially since I'm a plebeian indoor soy boy these days. So, I will see you guys tomorrow, much earlier, and for longer. I would hope. That's what I tell Em all the time, though. Until I see you then, sorry, Adam Combat. I was just saying I was gonna be on for 1 more hour, but I'm literally falling asleep in my chair, not necessarily from the game, I'm just exhausted, and I'm not even, like, I'm blanking out while playing, so I gotta go to bed. I will see you guys tomorrow. And until then, do me a favor. Have a good morning, afternoon, or evening. Something good one. Batman and Robin.